Dana White's Contender Series Week 4 2021, the main event, AJ Dobson and Hashim Arkarga in the 185-pound division. KO TKO is all I really have to say. If Hashim Arkarga is going to win, he's going to go out there, put on the pressure, use all of his energy in that first round, and get the knockout in the first. If AJ Dobson's going to win, he's probably going to wait till Hashim uses that energy in the first round, and then come back in the second or third round with a knockout. So that main event is going to be a KO TKO, no matter what, in my opinion. The co-main event, Michael Morales and Nikolay Veretennikov in the welterweight division. Michael, most likely, if he's going to win, it's going to be a decision. If Nikolay's going to win, probably going to be one of those knees to the body in the clinch, or maybe a right or left hook when Michael Morales' back is to the cage. If Nikolay's going to win, it's going to be a knockout. If Michael's going to win, I see it being a decision, but a very good one right there. Steven Eugen and Theo Yang in the featherweight division. Either Theo Yang keeps the fight at range, kickboxes, and mixes in the wrestling and grappling to a decision, or Steven Eugen probably by knockout in the first or second round, but a really good one in the featherweight division. We have a flyweight fight with Clayton Rodriguez and Santo Corralto in the flyweight division. Clayton Rodriguez, very good grappling, very good wrestling, really good pressure on the feet. Santo Corralto, lots of power in his hands, so that's a very good one. And then a lightweight fight with Victor Martinez and Jacob Rosales. Either a knockout from Victor Martinez or a decision, in my opinion, for Jacob Rosales right there. But for right now, we're going to do all of our predictions for every single fight right here. So 5 fights on the entire fight card. We're going to go into the first fight on the fight card right here in the lightweight division. Jacob Rosales and Victor Martinez in the lightweight division. Victor Martinez loves to go out there, put on the pressure, kind of keep range for a second, and then you come forward with a left hook, overhand right hook, maybe a couple of left hooks to the body. He really loves to attack that left hook to the body when your back is to the cage. Then you go. He likes to go down low a lot early on in that first round. So towards the end of the first round and into the second round, he'll start to set up those headshots when your back is to the cage. So his main way of winning right here is literally just to pressure the heck out of Jacob Rosales, keep the fight on the feet, keep on that pressure. He's going to have the power advantage. He's not going to be as tall or as lengthy as Jacob Rosales, but he's going to have way more power. And if he can put on the pressure, mix in the pressure with the power, and have Jacob Rosales' back to the cage, look for a right cross or a left hook, or maybe a body shot to the liver that could knock him out as well. Those are the main ways I see Victor Martinez winning the fight. Would, of course, be by knockout, but he is fighting a guy that is a lot taller, a lot lengthier, with 13 wins and 6 losses. Coming off a decision win over Jose Martinez. Before that, getting a lot of other decision wins. Has a couple of knockout wins on his record. A couple of guillotines on his record as well. But if he's going to win, it's going to be a decision win, in my opinion. He's got decent power, but it's kind of like accumulation of power. It's not like a one-shot type of knockout power that Victor Martinez has. It's kind of the accumulation in the first and second round. Just keeps on going, but he's going to be jabbing a 1-2 in the whole entire time. Stay on the outside, staying away from the pressure of Victor Martinez, and just putting out that jab, that 1-2, leg kicking, maybe going for a couple of takedowns, but I do think the wrestling and grappling is going to be very, very 50-50, so I'm not too sure how much of a difference any wrestling or grappling from either guy really is going to play into either guy's game plan. Because they're both very, very even. They both have very solid takedown defense. Victor Martinez, I believe, is either a purple or a black belt in BJJ, and Jacob Rosales has really good takedown defense and a really good guillotine. So I really don't see the wrestling and grappling playing too much of a factor, mainly just being on the feet. Victor coming forward with the pressure. Jacob Rosales landing more volume in terms of the jab, the 1-2, but Victor Martinez landing less volume, but in that volume landing the more powerful shots. That's why it's a very 50-50 fight, because it's really how you're going to judge it, how the judges are really going to see the fight. Do they value the volume, even if the volume isn't really as devastating as the volume that Victor Martinez is landing? Because Victor is going to land less volume but more power, or Jacob is going to land more volume but less power in that volume, because it's really going to be the jab and the 1-2. that are gonna be the main strikes for Jacob Rosales. Maybe an overhand mix in there as well, but it's really gonna be how the judges see the fight, because there's certain judges out there that just look at the strikes landed, they see 10 strikes to 9 strikes, even if those 9 strikes were way more powerful than these 10 strikes, they'll still go this guy to win the fight. That's why I can definitely see it going either way, but I'm gonna go Jacob Rosales super slightly, and the reason why is because Victor Martinez, he has decent cardio, but towards the second and third round, Jacob Rosales is going to land a lot more volume, and once that cardio kind of kicks in for Victor Martinez, he still throws a lot, he still throws the same amount of strikes, but his power kind of goes down significantly in the second and third round, which I think is going to give the impression of the judges as his shots aren't going to be landing as much power as they were in the first round, which will mean that the judges are going to give the win to Jacob Rosales. So, I think the first round is going to go Victor Martinez. He's going to put on the pressure, land a lot of good left hooks to the body, overhand rights, just put on the pressure, land a lot of really good shots in the first, but he's going to tire out a little bit, not be able to land as much powerful shots and as much shots in general, and lose the second and third round. So it's a very close one, but I am going to go Jacob Rosales in a very close 29-28 decision. Again, I mean, the Tapology predictions are going Victor Martinez, the underdog, very heavily. I mean, 90% are going Martinez to win, mainly by knockout. Again, I'm not ruling out that possibility. That first round is where it's at for Victor Martinez, but I think it goes past the first to the second and third, and Jacob Rosales goes out there and wins. It's a very close fight in the betting odds. Not so much on these Tapology predictions, but my prediction is going to be a Jacob Rosales decision, 29-28. Really good fight in the lightweight division. Clayton Rodriguez and Santo Coralto in the flyweight division. Clayton Rodriguez is not taking the fight on short notice. Santo Coralto is. Now, Santo Coralto did have a fight, I believe, in October inside a CFFC or CES. I'm not too sure which one it was. It was at CFFC for the CFFC flyweight belt against Puma Nikuta right there. But that fight was supposed to happen on the 2nd of October. But now, about a month earlier, he's going to have a short notice fight with Clayton Rodriguez, which might be a little advantage for Clayton Rodriguez, because we already know short notice fights, you're not going to have the best cardio, and fighting a guy like Clayton Rodriguez, who has very good cardio, who has a lot of pressure on the feet, and has the wrestling and grappling advantage, it's going to be a very tough fight for Santo Coralto to come in there on short notice, and especially against Clayton Rodriguez. Now, Clayton Rodriguez was supposed to fight Jack Haley, if I'm remembering the name correctly, who I probably thought Jack Haley would have won the fight, but now that he's fighting Santo Coralto, it is a much closer fight. The height and the reach, I have no idea. I don't know why he doesn't show the height and the reach right there, but I do think Clayton Rodriguez is going to be a lot better on the feet in terms of volume. He's going to come forward with a lot of knees in the clinch. He does this little spinning elbow thing. When your back is to the cage, he likes to do those spinning elbows, spinning back fist. Jab to overhand right when your back is at the cage. So he's going to put on the pressure, get your back to the cage, throw some very weird spinning punches, spinning back kicks, spinning elbows, all those type of stuff that we saw from Yuri Prochazka a couple of months ago. That's kind of what Clayton Rodriguez does on the feet, because he makes you worry about those really big shots on the feet, which kind of makes you not too focused on the wrestling and grappling, which is where Clayton Rodriguez wants the fight to be, because if you're really worrying about those spinning elbows, the spinning back face, all that type of stuff, your hands are going to be up here, you're not going to really be seeing what's below you, and that's exactly when Clayton Rodriguez is going to go down for that double leg takedown, maybe the body lock, strip you down, and that's where he's going to have the advantage significantly in the fight, is going to be with the wrestling and grappling. So I do think Clayton Rodriguez is going to win the fight. I think it's a very close one. I don't think it's as close as these betting odds do suggest at -120. I'm personally going to go Clayton Rodriguez winning the fight by a 30-27 decision. If Santo Coralto is going to win, it's going to be a knockout. He's got very solid power. Every single win being a finish in the first or second round. Most of them being first round knockouts. So if he's going to win, it's going to be on the feet. Keeping the fight on the outside. Staying away from the pressure of Clayton, or maybe trying to counter Clayton with an overhand right or an uppercut as he's going down for that takedown. I just don't see him landing any of those big shots. Clayton is going to do all those crazy spinning back fists, spinning elbows, the knees in the clinch, the overhand rights, the jab, the 1-2s, and he's going to mix in the wrestling and grappling as well. I just don't really see too much of an opportunity for Santo to win. It's definitely possible. He's got a lot more power than Clayton. But he is taking the fight on short notice, and he's significantly a lot worse in the grappling and wrestling than Clayton Rodriguez. And again, a lot of his fights are in the first and second round. You add the fact that he's never really gone to the third round, and he's taking the fight on short notice. That cardio later on in the fight will also play a factor. So again, all of these factors playing in together, I'm definitely gonna go. Clayton Rodriguez to win the fight by a decision right there. It's a very, very close one. But he's only 25 and a half years old. I do think he wins the fight by a decision, and he gets a contract to the UFC. So a really good fight in the flyweight division. My prediction at Clayton Rodriguez by a unanimous decision. Really good fight right there. Steven Eugen and Theo Yang, if I'm saying that name correctly. I'm really not too sure how to say that one. But he does have an undefeated record of 5 wins and 0 losses. His last fight was not too far from where I live, on the Ultimate Battlegrounds 6 fight card, and the Ultimate Battlegrounds 5 fight card, and the Ultimate Battlegrounds 4 fight card. This is pretty much where all of my training partners do fight at, which is the Ultimate Battlegrounds, which aren't really the best. They don't really have the best competition over there. I mean, if you look right here, 2-4, 0-2, 3-12-1, 5-8 right there, 4-4. So he's not necessarily fighting the best competition, but he is dominating all of them. He's keeping the fight on the feet, landing a lot of leg kicks, body kicks. He's a very, very good kickboxer, and then he mixes in that double leg takedown and a little bit of grappling and wrestling. Every single win is either a ground pound TKO or a submission win in the first or second round, with one decision win right there. So, if Theo Yang is going to win the fight, it's going to be keeping the fight on the feet at range, and just kicking his opponent at range. Just body kicks, leg kicking, maybe a high kick. I just don't really think that's going to happen with how tall and how lengthy Steven Eugen is. It's really going to be very, very hard for him to land a head kick, but the kick's at range, and as Steven Eugen is coming in, he needs to land that double leg takedown, get the fight down, out-wrestle, out-grapple, and for the ground pound TKO or submission win. Those are the ways I see Theo Yang winning that one, but I'm gonna go Steven Eugen to win, because he is very, very solid takedown defense on Dana White's Centennial Series a couple of years ago. It was actually 1 or 2 years ago against Aalon Cruz. He had a 100% takedown defense. Now, Aalon Cruz isn't really the best wrestler or grappler, but in every single one of his fights, his takedown defense has looked very, very good. And if he does get taken down, as you look right here, he gets the guillotine choke submission. Those are the only 2 times I've seen him be able to get taken down, and every single time he lands that rear naked or reverses or gets the fight right back up on the feet. So, even if he does get taken down, I think he'll use the guillotine and get back up on the feet. He's a lot bigger. He's a lot stronger. He's a lot taller, a lot lengthier, a lot more powerful than Theo Yang. And I do think on the feet, he's just going to dominate him, to be quite honest. The fight with Jorge Juarez, kept the fight on the feet, jab, 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 overhand right, jab, 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 overhand right, jab, jab. It's the same thing over and over and over again. That jab, jab to overhand right is pretty much his main combination in the striking game. Maybe a little uppercut mix in here and there, but his main game plan is to get his opponents back to the cage, jab you up a little bit, kind of keep you at bay, not make you come in to rush for a takedown or rush for your own combination. He uses that jab to keep you at bay, and then eventually he'll come forward to that big overhand, that big uppercut, that big right hook, and he'll probably knock you out. That's why I'm definitely going Steven Eugen. Because Theo Yang, it doesn't show the height, it doesn't show the reach, but he's a lot smaller. I mean, I've looked at some film on Theo Yang. He's not 5'11" inches tall. He's a lot smaller than that. And he's a lot less in the reach department as well. Steven Eugen is going to go out there, put the pressure, get Theo Yang's back to the cage, and he's going to land some really big shots. And I do think he will knock him out with an overhand or right hook in the first or second round. But a really good fight in the featherweight division right there. Michael Morales and Nikolay Verethenikov in the welterweight division. Now, Michael Morales is only 21 years old, 11 wins and 0 losses, man. That is an amazing record for a 21-year-old. He's also very, very tall and very, very lengthy, having a 1-inch height advantage. The reach advantage, I'm not too sure, but from the film I've seen, he's a very, very lengthy guy. I mean, it almost looks like he's around 76, 77 inches in reach, if I'm getting that correctly. I'm not too sure. It's not official. Obviously, we don't know for sure, but he looks very long, very lengthy, and very, very tall. But 11 wins and 0 losses. That is an amazing, amazing record for a 21-year-old. Now, those wins weren't necessarily against the best competition. A lot of the guys he faced were up-and-coming guys with not the best credentials there. He has a couple of good wins, 2-0 win right there, 8-6. It's not the best, obviously, but he's finishing a lot of these guys. He has 9 knockout wins, a 1 submission win, and then a 1 decision win. Keeps the fight at range, jabs you up, stays on the outside, 1-2s you. The outside leg kick is absolutely devastating. He has way better cardio than Nikola Veretennikov, way faster than Nikola Veretennikov, the height, the reach, and the speed. I mean, there's a lot of things going for Michael Morales here. I think if the fight gets past the first round, I am going to go Michael Morales to win the fight by a decision. But the first round, that's where it really takes place. If Michael Morales can get past the first round, I am going to go Morales to win the fight. But Nikola Veretennikov, we do know, has really, really good pressure on the feet. Amazing head kick. That left high kick is absolutely devastating. Really good at getting your back to the cage, getting in the clinch, that tie clinch, knee you to the body over and over and over again. Elbows, right hooks, left hooks, uppercuts. I mean, the clinch is really where it's at for Nikola Veretennikov. It's going to be the wrestling and the clinch. Those are the two things Nikola Veretennikov needs to use to win the fight against Michael Morales, because Michael is a heck of a lot taller and a heck of, not too much taller to be honest, only 1 inch, but a heck of a lot longer than Nikola Veretennikov, and the cardio is not too good for Nikola. I mean, I watched the fight with Steve Jones. Only one round, where there wasn't really too much action. I mean, it was decent action in there, but he got very, very tired after only 1 round. I know he's going to get tired after the first, and that is why I'm going to go Michael Morales. I am going to go the underdog in Michael Morales. Right now, he is sitting at plus 190 on the betting odds on DraftKings. But I'm going to go Michael Morales to win. Nikola Veretennikov is going to win the first round, I think. Put on the pressure. Get Michael Morales back to the cage. Maybe get close to a knockout. Land some good knees in the clinch. Land some really, really big shots in that first round. But he's going to tire out in the second. He's going to tire out in that third round. Michael Morales is going to be taller, lengthier, faster, have way better cardio. And I do think he will win the second round, and I do think he will win the third round to win the fight by a 29-28 decision. But never count out Nikola Veretennikov. I mean, even though he's fighting an 11-0 undefeated fighter, Michael Morales has not faced the best competition. The only reason I'm going Michael is because of that height and that reach. He's a lot faster, and he's got a lot better cardio. I think the fight does go past the first, and I do think Michael Morales wins the fight by a decision, but it is a very, very 50-50 fight. I can definitely see it going either way. 68% of the tap odds predictions going Veretennikov, 32% going Morales. And then out of the betting odds, it is very, very lopsided to minus 235 for Nikola Veretennikov, but I am going to go the underdog. My first underdog of the night in Michael Morales, winning that fight by a 29-28 decision. Really good fight in the welterweight division. Hashim Arkarga and AJ Dobson in the middleweight division. The main event for Dana White's Contender Series 2021 Week 4. Now, I mean, this is another one of those fights. How the heck am I going to predict this? AJ Dobson is very, very powerful. AJ Dobson in the last fight, let's see right here, against Kalen Hill, first round knockout win in 35 seconds. That was after a 2-year layoff from his last fight in 2018. But he looked amazing. I mean, the grappling and wrestling of Hashim and AJ Dobson, they don't really have the best wrestling or grappling, or they don't show any wrestling or grappling, because they both go out there, put on the pressure, left hook, right hook, jab, uppercut, overhand right. They literally throw everything in that very first round. The first round, I have no idea what's going to happen here. Hashim Arkarga, every single win, I believe, is in the first or second round. Let's check it right here. First round armbar, second round knockout win, first round knockout win, and first round knockout win. But pretty much every single win is a first round finish. He came back since 2012. That was his last fight. Then he came back in 2019 and 2020. And absolutely starched Jeremy Smith and Yuri Fragile right there. Got their back to the cage and just started throwing humongous shots and knocked them out in the very first round. That is literally the exact same thing AJ Dobson did in his fight with Kalen Hill, in the fight with Willie Whitehead, in the fight with Seth Bass. That is exactly what he's trying to do, is get your back to the cage, just throw some really big shots, and look for the knockout. So, if you're wondering, or if you're looking for a very technical prediction for this fight, the only real thing I can say is Hashim Arkarga has had a little bit of cardio issues towards the end of the first round and in the second round, which is making me slightly maybe want to pick AJ Dobson, because AJ's a lot more technical, he has really good movement, He's got similar power. I mean, Hashim Arkarga has more power than AJ Dobson. I do think Hashim will win the first round, but his cardio, I don't know. His cardio is not the best. I mean, it might be really, really good. It's just the strategy he goes out there with to come forward and just throw everything he possibly has in the very first round can definitely get him killed in the second and third round on a guy like AJ Dobson. So it's very, very close. This is not a fight I would recommend any of you guys betting on. I mean, 75% going Arkarga by knockout, 25% going Dobson by knockout as well. That's tough. It's very, very tough. Do not bet on this fight. It can definitely go either way. Two guys that go out there every single time, come forward and just throw. There's really no way I can make a logical, technical prediction based on my fight film. The fight film I've seen, they both come forward and they both just throw all they have and look for the knockout. But AJ Dobson has been a little bit more technical than Hashim Arkarga. He has better cardio than Hashim Arkarga as well. It's tough. It's a tough one. Man. I'm gonna go Hashim Arkarga to win the fight by a first round knockout. Now, it's tough. Do not take my prediction like I'm 100% going Hashim. Do not make it like a very confident prediction right here. I'm not confident at this one at all. If the fight gets past the first round, AJ Dobson is much more technical. He's a little bit of a faster striker than Hashim Arkarga. There's a little bit more volume in the second and third round. The first round, of course, Hashim's gonna win. So it can go either way. Do not bet on the fight. Do not take this as my super confident pick of the night because I'm not confident at all, especially when you have two guys that come forward and have a lot of knockout wins on the record. This is another one of those ones. It can go either way. AJ can definitely win the fight if he gets past the first, but in that first round, Hashim, I think, is going to go out there, put on that pressure, get AJ Dobson's back to the cage, and land the knockout blow. So, that's a tough one. I mean, all these other fights right here, I've had like a technical prediction for every single one of them. Hashim Arkarga, AJ Dobson, there's no way I can make a technical prediction for the fight because there's nothing technical about Hashim Arkarga. There's a little bit of technique from AJ Dobson, but you never know with Hashim Arkarga. So I'm gonna go Hashim Arkarga winning by first round knockout, but I am not confident. Really, really good fight in that middleweight division right there. Yeah, that is my full card prediction for Dana White's Contender Series of 2021 Week 4. I got Hashim Arkarga winning his fight in the main event in the middleweight division. Michael Morales, the underdog, winning his fight in the welterweight division. Steven Eugen winning his fight in the featherweight division, Clayson Rodriguez winning his fight in the flyweight division, and Jacob Rosales winning his fight in the lightweight division. Really good fight card for Dana White's Contender Series Week 4. Put your predictions in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. And if you want to become a channel member and get notified for every single one of the bets that I personally make, go down to the description in the comment section below. Go down to the description and then become a member to the channel. $2.99. But thank you guys for watching this video. That is my full card prediction. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow with my UFC 266 full card prediction, which is going to be an absolutely insane fight card. But thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.